It is, by design, a barn-like structure, the kind of place that can only come to life with the right vibe. At one time, it stored equipment for an airline. Today, it helps dreams take flight.
One hat, now you got one or two options. If the guy throws big, lock him in your arm triangle, get the choke. If he's not, he's playing coy, he's keeping his arms out, stick one through, one out, lift your hips up, lock in that triangle. You're trying so hard there for a second. Let's go.
Because on the inside, there is a heartbeat all its own. That's exactly the vision Jeremy Clark had when he purchased this business.
I took a risk and quit the job at Wells Fargo and went to Russia, and my dear wife took over the gym.
He's an entrepreneur with the heart of a trainer. Clark grew up in Canada, playing hockey and boxing. Came to Minnesota, met a girl, quit his other job, and went to work.
We are living a dream running this gym. It's amazing. We are surrounded by people that want to be here, that want to work hard, that are here to get healthier and more fit. And so this is kind of a playland for adults to come in and work out and have a good time.
So we go against natural instincts.
Yep.
My natural instinct is when you go to throw that big wild overhand hook, go ahead and throw it, right? My hands come up and I panic and move.
That's what I'm thinking,
right?
yep.
So instead we go against what are natural instincts. You wind up and throw that punch. As it's coming, go ahead. When it's coming, I'm gonna come inside. No, go ahead and throw, right?
I don't want to throw it.
No, you're just gonna throw over top. Throw. So as you're throwing, I come here, right? I can hold it.
Okay, I get the idea now.
You can take your arm back, right? Even without this arm. Right now, I step outside and start to bring you down, right? We're gonna do.
Now I get it.
Understand?
All right, this is coming off. I'm done. I've had enough of this. What he does is teach boxing, not just for boxers. It's about a way for some to stay in shape. For others, it's a form of self-defense. Still others, it's about growing self-confidence and providing an enjoyable way to train.
Been taking boxing for 5 years. I love it. It's the class is different every single time. You never know what to expect. I like that.
Then it gets even more interesting. See, Clark's training methods also apply to hockey. He works with a German high school team on just that. They have made the trek to Minnesota to play against area teams.
They love it. It's a great experience for them. They love to play here. They love the small ice. They love the competition. It's always a big highlight every year. We are here for 10 to 14 days and they just love it to be here.
What they do is an extension of what Clark teaches. Balance and tenacity.
No, to be honest, there was a lot of things that I saw, you know, where my training came from, and I played hockey growing up. Obviously, Canada, it's a very big part of our culture. Still involved in hockey, watching hockey. When I started training, especially jiu-jitsu, but for the MMA, the self-defense aspect, there was a lot of things that were very similar that I found as far as the conditioning and the battling drills and the stability and the you know, the athletic position, chest and knees, the things that we use as catchphrases now. Reality is, a lot of times, the guy you're fighting can't even hit you. And if you have a little bit of defenses or a sense of what you're doing, chances are you're not going to get hit. And if you do, it's not going to be that bad.
See, he also spent some time in the National Hockey League. He's been working with a team that has won a couple Stanley Cups, the Los Angeles Kings.
LA Kings, I'm part of the player development staff. I also, I'm an assistant strength coach, so I do stuff in Ontario. And then when the head strength coach, who lives in LA, is on the road traveling or gone for the summer, I go to LA and I take care of his programs. His name's Matt Price, phenomenal guy. I take care of run his programs for the injured guys or guys that are still in LA while he's gone.
At every stop, the premise is the same. Make it about self-improvement, about hard work, about leaving a comfort zone and getting stronger from it. And that's the part that can get lost from the outside on what this is about. The intensity can overtake you, but in the middle of it, you better enjoy it.
He's a coach that actually listens to his students, as opposed to a coach that makes you do 1,000 suicide drills just because, right? If somebody says, listen, we did 1,000 of them last week, can we do something different? All right, maybe it's time to switch it up. You know, so the fun aspect comes with trying to keep things entertaining as opposed to doing the drills just because, you know, it's boring and you have to.
What players want is to get better, to find an edge. That many times comes not from new techniques, but from people who can teach with passion and conviction. Enter Jeremy Clark.
He gives a special touch. He was the first guy that brought like boxing stuff in. There was a lot of core that's going on. It was not the classic weight strength and conditioning program you usually have, like just lifting weights. Everything was done with speed, coordination, and this helped us very, very good out and pushed our team forward.
Because this group of hockey players is very serious about getting better, about their futures in the game.
They look forward to this every year. It's a different level of training that they get in Germany. They love the gritty edginess of Minnesota Top Team. They all love Jeremy so much, so to come here to his home, to them is just a treat.
What Clark does is never let it get old.
If something gets too crazy or way too serious or kind of boring and redundant, he has a pretty good sense of that. So right away, if things are getting mundane and he sees students that are just kind of dragging through movements and they're really not having a good time, he'll stop it dead in the tracks right there and maybe play a game, pick up the morale a little bit.
By making sure the pupils understand this is as much mental as it is sweat.
Karate, boxing, kickboxing, it's like a cobra. It's really dangerous, it's really fast, and it's got that one strike, right? But if it misses, it's got to reload and come back and it's got to restrike again. You take a python or an anaconda, right? It doesn't have to do a crazy strike. All it does is follow you. Once it gets a hold of you, and it just takes its face away, right?
That's what you're doing.
Takes what it wants, and you don't get it back.
That's the idea. Keep the ideas coming. And do it in a business you love, for sports you love, with a person you love.
He works harder than anybody I've ever met. He has so much passion for what he does that it is amazing what he can do with a group of guys or a group of kids or whatever the level of the person is that he's training. His passion is just through the roof, and that shows in everything that he does.
Life to the Max is brought to you by Life Touch, photography for a lifetime.